Yeah. The fanatic. Where we keep it 100, keep it real. That's the only way we know how to be. Talking that sports talk. You know what I'm saying? Straight out of South Carolina. Upstate, A64. Yeah. The FANATTIC. The fanatic where we keep it OG. We talking sports, so I call what.
Welcome into the Fanatic Sports Channel for sports fans by sports fans. It's your boy Coach I, and you know I got the stat guy with me. What's going on, stat guy?
What up? Hey man, in here for another video.
That's right. Hey, listen, one thing you did, you said when we was talking Big 12, you know, conference games and stuff, you said watch out for the Kansas Jayhawks. Now here we are, game day on the way to Lawrence, Kansas. We're about to preview undefeated TCU and undefeated. That's right. 5 weeks in, undefeated Kansas Jayhawks. How you feeling about your prediction?
Hey man, you know I don't know. Like I said that, you know we got on the Kansas train, or at least me. Man, I'm front seat on the Kansas train after they beat Texas last year in overtime. They went for two. I love the call. It paid dividends. But you know that looking at their schedule, it lined up for them to do this. And so here they are. You got College Game Day coming to Lawrence for the first time in College Game Day history, which is always cool. I love when Game Day goes to schools they haven't been to before. It's just exciting, right? Get the fans involved. But, I mean, the big thing, you don't talk about Kansas being a football school. They've sold out their stadium, the booth, the last 2 weeks. And I would be shocked if it's not sold out for a top 25 match or a top 20 matchup, with TCU and College Game Day coming to town.
Well, I did read that at Saturday night they still had some tickets left, but they said they have officially sold out for the game. I couldn't imagine you gonna have game day for the first time and then you don't sell it out. You know what I'm saying? Say what?
That did not take long for them to do that.
No, it didn't. Now, just a little recap from this past weekend, man. Kansas beat up on Iowa State. Hey, man, it is what it is. I'm not saying they out of the Big 12 running, but it's going to be hard for them to get back in. You know what I'm saying? Kansas is now 2-0 in the Big 12. How about that? So they've beaten Houston. They beat West Virginia. They beat Iowa State. They beat Duke. And they beat Tennessee Tech. So they got 3 Power 5 wins, man, and a good group of 5 win, because Houston's not a pretty good group of 5. And on the converse side, TCU got, 2 Power 5 wins, a group of 5 win, and then, an FCS win. But the one group of Power 5 win that they got, it was last Saturday against Oklahoma. And they didn't just beat Oklahoma, dog. They, physically manhandled Oklahoma.
That thing was ugly from the rip. They opposed their will in Oklahoma, which you don't hear that much from a Brent Venables defensive coach team.
Yeah, and I know it's his first year, so he still got some stuff to work out. But, man, they gave up 600. They gained 668 yards total on Oklahoma. And it was about split down the middle, whether it be rushing. That's what I was shocked. It wasn't shocking necessarily that they won. It was how they won. It was just running the ball right up the gut. And it was just big play after big play after big play. So now they're rolling into this what turns out to be a pivotal Big 12 matchup right here going into week 6 between TCU and Kansas. Listen, it sounds funny coming out, no disrespect, but this hasn't been a matchup that's, had any bearings on the conference title ever, I think. Not this particular matchup. Maybe TCU was good one time and Kansas was good another time, but not in the same year. So let's talk about that Kansas offense, man. Leading the charge is Jalen Daniels doing his due. What you know about that Kansas offense, man? They rolling.
Yeah, they're rolling, and you want to talk about being split down the middle. They're about as 50-50 as you can get. They average 201 through the air and 218 on the ground. I mean, you ain't going to get much closer than that. They're averaging 40 points a game. A lot of people were on the Jalen Daniels for a Heisman train heading into last week. Didn't really put up the offensive numbers that he had been putting up. But hey, end of the day, he led him to the victory. And you're 5-0. You got to be loving where you're at right now if you're a Jayhawk fan.
Yeah.
He is the catalyst to that offense. They lost one of their running backs. He unfortunately got carted off last week. So he'll be out. Hightower, who had an amazing play the week prior, breaking a couple tackles on a long run. So they did lose him. But, Kansas can still run the ball. Jalen Daniels is definitely a dual threat. He is not afraid to tuck it and do his thing. So I expect Kansas to continue to do what they've been doing and let their offense just drive on people. That's one thing about Kansas is, they have the big play capability, but they put drives together. They love putting drives together, chewing some clock, and it's been great to see. As far as that TCU defense, they're giving up just shy of 250 a game through the air, and they're giving up 120 on the ground. So
something got to give.
Right.
That 120 on the ground, because they was able to kind of hold Oklahoma in check on the ground, and Kansas likes to stay balanced. So, is this going to be, immovable? What is it? A movable object? Unstoppable force meets an immovable object. Like, something got to give. So it's going to be interesting to see.
It definitely is. And, but I think with them being split so evenly down the middle, what do you do if you're TCU on defense? It's not like Kansas comes out and just lines up and runs it down your throat, where you can load the box with 8 and dare them to keep running the ball. Kansas is going to spread you out, and they're going to spread you out wide, and they're going to look for the matchups. They do a lot of the read option stuff or RPOs. That's part of their game, to where they're going to look and try to find the mismatches and take advantage of them. So I'm definitely excited for this. TCU's been known to have good defenses in the past under Gary Patterson, and so this should definitely be, even though he's not there anymore, this should definitely be a good game.
Yeah, for real. On the other side of the ball, man, you talk about TCU's offense versus Kansas. If you watched any of the Oklahoma TCU game, you saw TCU is very capable of scoring. They went to Colorado and hung 38 on Colorado. So, which is, again, not to say Colorado is a world beater, but it's still a Power 5 opponent, and you're playing at their place. So TCU actually can put up points as well. So what do you know about that TCU offense, man?
Yeah, their offense is a little bit stronger. Obviously helped last week by the huge game they put up against Oklahoma, but they're averaging just shy of 300 yards through the air, and they're pounding out 50 on the ground. So big time numbers. You're looking at just shy of 550 a game offensively. Man, that's huge when you talk about college football to average that. Plus, they're averaging 49 points a game. It's not like they're just driving up and down the field on people. They know how to finish that thing and get in the end zone for 6.
Then you got, and this is crazy, man. You got Gary Patterson exiting and entering Sonny Dykes, man. Sonny Dykes said, let's get this thing rolling. And to be honest, I don't know if a lot of people or anybody, including myself, at the beginning of the season, the offseason, thought, more than, one time about TCU. And here TCU is saying they trying to vie for the Big 12. So what is that Kansas defense giving up through the air?
Through the air, they're giving up 269. But on the ground, they stiffen up a little bit, and they're only giving up $113. So, again, is that run defense going to be able to stop TCU? And if so, does that then allow their pass defense to be more aggressive and make some plays to kind of slow that down a little bit? It should be exciting. My player to watch in this game is on the defensive side of the ball for Kansas. It's a sophomore, number 2, Kobe Bryant. Kobe with a C and 2 E's, but dude is a baller. True ball hawk, and kid just makes big time plays in the big time moment. Like, he's the guy that you hope that's who TCU tests if it's in the fourth quarter and you need to stop. You want your all-world quarterback to go up and get you the pick or make the play to save you the game.
There it is, man. So we're going to get on to some predictions, man. We got college game day in Lawrence, Kansas. Initially, this was a 12 o'clock kickoff, and then they changed it to be the 3:30 kickoff or 3 o'clock spot on ABC. It was going to be on what was that? Fox initially. Now it's going to be on either ABC or ESPN2, basically the ESPN family of networks. So what is the spread on this game, Jeff?
So I'm actually really shocked by this. TCU, yeah, they're ranked 11th. They're 4-0, but they are favored by a full 7 going to Kansas. I'm really shocked at the disrespect to Kansas. They're not playing the booth any love. They're going to sell the place out. It's going to be loud. I think that was a little much, but we'll see what happens with that.
We'll see. I think both teams have had pretty good games. I think if I had to put pen to paper, I know Kansas has played one more game to TCU, but just looking at it, I think Kansas resume a little slightly better than TCU, just slightly. So, and they're playing at home. What I worry about is Kansas hasn't ever had game day, and you know how it is, 18 to 22-year-olds. I hope they don't get too hyper, you know what I'm saying, and let their emotions, it could be a lot of mistakes early. I'm gonna go with Kansas, man. I'm gonna go with Kansas to win this one, but not as high scoring as we think it's gonna be. I think it's gonna be like 24-20 Kansas.
Oh man, I definitely need you to get out my brain because we are on the same page on that. I am taking the Jayhawks. Not only that, but I'm picking my new guy. I'm picking Kobe Bryant to actually come up with a pick 6 at some point during the game. I think he is going to be the difference maker and come up with a play on defense to turn the tide. But I had Kansas winning this 27-21. Right there, kind of same thing as you. I think early it's going to kind of be, we might see a little bit of offense. Maybe bow their necks, get some stops in the red zone and stuff. But, I think that we're going to see this eventually turn into one of those defensive struggles that you randomly see pop up in the Big 12 where you're like, where did this come from? I thought everybody just scored 40. But I'm looking to this to be a really good college football game. So for all the college football fans, if you haven't seen either one of these programs play, you need to tune in because they're going to have the booth rocking. And this is going to be a heck of a football game that you're looking. Kansas could potentially jump top 15. TCU with the win could easily jump into the top 10 next week.
Well, there it is, man. Hey, don't look now, but it looks like a lot of competitors can win the Big 12 outside of maybe one or two teams. I think Oklahoma's lost multiple Big 12 games and Iowa State and West Virginia. Other than that, I think, even though they call it the Big 12, I think it's only 10 teams. So the other 7 all are in position to actually fight for the title. So this is a crucial one. There, you got it, Kansas fans, TCU fans, get in the comments. Let us know what you think. Hip us to some game that we might not know that might help your team and give us a score prediction. We've just completed our very first Kansas Jayhawk football preview. For the Stat Guys, it's Coach I, the Fan Addict. We out.
Oh, Coach Jayhawk, baby.
I call my dogs out the pound, let's go eat. Turn on the Fan Addict, let's have a debate. Who really hold down the Southeast from state to state? What team hungry gonna eat everything up off they plate?